Yesterday we have discussed about streams. What do you mean by streams? Two types of streams like byte stream and character stream. Basic top level classes for byte stream, input stream and output stream, and top level abstract classes for character stream, a reader class and writer class. So today let us try to understand the concept by writing few programs wherein let us try to accept integer, or let us try to accept input from the user. Okay, so in this program what we are doing is we are trying to use this BufferedReader class to read characters from the console. So this is the objective of this program. So first import this java.io.star, import java.io, create a class of your choice, write a main method. Now you know what is the meaning of this throws IO exception. What is the meaning of this throws IO exception? What is the meaning of this throws that we have discussed in our exception topic? So here what we are doing is, since we want to accept characters from the user using the BufferedReader class, let us try to first create an object for a BufferedReader class. Now yesterday we have understood how to create an object. So BufferedReader BR is the object name, is equal to new BufferedReader. BufferedReader accept an input of type InputStream and which internally handles this standard input stream, that is system.in. So this is how we create an object of type BufferedReader. Now we display a message on the screen, system.out.print, enter the characters, and whenever you want to stop, enter Q. So you can enter all the characters 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D, whatever number character you want onto the as an input, and whenever you press Q, then it is a signal that you want to stop giving input and you want to exit. Okay, then you start a do while loop. You have started a do while loop. Do read br.read. What is br? Br is an object of a BufferedReader. So br.read, it will read a character that you have supplied. It will store it in this temporary variable C, character C. Whatever input you have supplied, it will read the first character, it will store it in temporary variable C, it will print it on the screen for your reference, and it will check whether the next character is Q or not. If it is Q, it will exit this loop, otherwise it will continue. It will read the next character, store it in the temporary variable C, it will print it on the screen, and it will check whether the next character is Q or not. If it is Q, it will exit the loop, otherwise it will continue. So this is the output of the program. Since you have entered 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, Q, and you pressed enter, then it will display 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and since Q is the quit, it will quit. So this is a simple program wherein you have learned how to create an object of a BufferedReader class, how to use this BufferedReader class along with a read function, to accept to read character by character from a input data. Now let's say you don't want to read character by character. Now you want to read a complete string that user has given. So in addition to read function, there is a readLine function, which is a member of this BufferedReader class. So instead of using read function to read character by character, you can use this readLine function to read strings from the input data. Now how to use this? This is a simple program. Import java.io.star, class name of your choice, main method. Using BufferedReader object, using BufferedReader class, you want to take input, so create an object of a BufferedReader class. Now we know BufferedReader BR is equal to new BufferedReader, new input stream reader system.in. So using this BR object, you can accept input from the user. You print enter the lines of text and enter stop to quit. In our earlier program, we have the termination. What was the termination condition? That if the user will enter Q, it will stop accepting the input from the user. Here we have given say write stop, stop. So user will supply a line of a continuous say strings, and when it will say write stop word, then that program will stop accepting the input. Simple do while loop you have written. First br.readLine, read the first line from the input that user has given, store it in the temporary variable str which is of type string, print it on the user screen, and check whether the stop key, whether the next keyword is stop or not. If it is stop, exit the loop, otherwise continue. Read the next line from the user, store it in the str variable, temporary variable, print it on the screen, check whether the next word is stop or not. If it is stop, exit the loop, otherwise continue. So this is how you can say read a character by character. This is how you can read a line by line. So for reading character by character, you can use br.read, a read function. For reading a line by line, there is a method which provides you a facility to read line by line, that is readLine. So this is how you can use BufferedReader. Now let us try to understand the new concept, that is file handling. Now there is a class file, there is a class file. It is having this four constructor formats. Out of these four, you can use any file constructor to create your file object. So basically, what is file? So file class, the methods in the file class, it will give you information related to the file, like what is the file name, where that particular file is stored, whether that file is read only file, whether you can write something information into the file, when was that file created, like how much data is available in the file. Okay, so all these kind of information related to file, you can extract it using file class, and these are four possible constructors using which you can create your file object. Let us try to understand this using a simple program. So import java.io.file. You can simply write import java.io.star, no issues. But since you know that you need a file related to you only need to import only file, then you have specified file. Otherwise, import java.io.star will also be good. A class name and a main method. A class name and a main method. What is this piece of code? See here, in all the lines we want to print something. So what I would like to do is, here I want to write system.out.println, system.out.println, system.out.println. So in all the lines I will be writing system.out.println, say multiple number of times. So what I have done is, what I have created is, I will write only P. I will write a P, and this P will give a call to this P function, and which internally treats as system.out.println. It means instead of me writing system.out.println n number of times, I have written P. Then P is a shortcut for this system.out.println. So public static void main, this is a main function. I have created a file object. File f1 is equal to new file, and I have provided the file name. So now I have file object that is f1. Now I want to print the file name, so I will print f1.getName. This function will print the file name. f1.getPath, it will print the path where that file is stored. f1.getAbsolutePath, it will print the absolute path. f1.getParent, if there is some parent file, okay, so it will print the parent. Whether this file exists or not, it will print whether this file is writable, readable, it is a directory, it is a file, what is the length of the file. So all these functions are part of this file class. Simply you need to create an object file f1 is equal to new file and specify the file for which you want to understand, you want to know all these details. So in this program, say file name is copyright and path, xyz things are there. Do you want me to run this program, because this is the first program for file handling?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's say you should not copy paste for the sake of saving the time. I'm doing this. Textpad. Okay. We simply copy the program from here, and the file demo copy, we will save this file with the name, say filedemo.java. You will save this. Okay, now you have saved the file. Now instead of this file, let's say you want a demo.txt file. Okay, you want to read a property of demo.txt file. So you need to create a demo.txt file. You will create a new file and say you will write, this is a sample file for demonstration purpose. Now this is a sample file and we need to what the name we have given, demo.txt. So we will save this file as a demo.txt. We will simply save this as demo.txt file. So now using this program file demo, what we are trying to do is we will create a file object f1 and we will associate that object f1 with demo.txt file. Demo.txt file we have created, and this is the content of the file. This is a sample file for demonstration purpose. And now when we will run the program, so we will get the name, we will get the path where that file is stored, what is the total length of the file, how many characters are there, all these details we will be able to see on the screen. So let us try to run the program. So here say the first is f1.getName. So what is the file name? File name is demo.txt. Get path. So we have simply specified demo.txt. So this is demo.txt. The absolute path, where is that file exactly stored? So see in my laptop, see user mis document demo.txt. This is the complete path of the file where that file is stored, and all the other details. Okay, see here f1.length. So length of the file is 48 bytes. So here we might have entered say 48 characters. See here it is 48 at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so this is how you can create an object of a file class, associate that file stream with the file name, and you can get all the parameters, you can use all the built-in functions of the file class to print the properties of the particular file. Now the next class that we want to study is FileInputStream. FileInputStream. Okay, from the name itself we can identify this FileInputStream class will belong to a byte class or a byte stream or a character stream. This will belong to a byte stream. The FileInputStream class creates an input stream that you can use to read bytes from a file. Now we want to read content from a file. I want to read content from a file. There is a file content is written into the file, and I want to read data from a file and bring data from file to my program, and I want to access that data and perform some operations. So FileInputStream class will help you to read data from a file. These are the two possible ways in which you can create FileInputStream object. FileInputStream, either you can specify the file complete file ka path, or you can specify an object of type file. How to use these two types? Say this is first one and this is the second constructor. So either you create a FileInputStream object, FileInputStream, object name of your choice is equal to new FileInputStream, and you provide the complete path, file path. This is your first constructor. Second way is you create a file class ka object, just like you have created in your earlier program. File f is equal to new file and the file name, and you provide this f as an argument to FileInputStream class. FileInputStream f1 is the object name of your choice is equal to new FileInputStream and f. So either way you can create an object of class FileInputStream and use this object fo or f1, whatever object you want, to read content from a file. So now let us create the program for FileInputStream. So first import java.io.star. All these input output related classes are there in IO package. Create a class name of your choice, public static void main method of for this class. Okay. Now input stream f is equal to new FileInputStream, or you can write FileInputStream f is equal to new FileInputStream, and you have provided a file name. You have provided the file name that you want to read. So in this program, what we want to read is the same file. We will save this program with the name FileInputStream demo.java, and the same file we want to read. If you want to read demo.txt, here you will provide demo.txt. Now the file stream is created, and this is the stream f, and this is the file which we have attached to the stream f. Now using this object we can read the content of the file. Now let's suppose you want to print total available bytes in the particular file. In this file, how many bytes are there? So you can have f.available method. This available method is there. Using this method you can print total available bytes. Okay. Now in this program we will be demonstrating how you can read some content from the file, how you can skip something, how you can jump from one line to another line. Okay. So here this f.available function will tell you how much is available, how much bytes, how much data is available in the file. Now let's say you want to read, say a file is there and you have written a lot of text there. Okay, say 100, 200, 500 bytes are available. Now let's say you have decided that you want to read 40 say n bytes at a time. Okay, so let's say what is the total size. So what you have done is you have divided size by 40. 40 is say some random number. Okay, so you want to in chunks of 40, in chunks of 30, in chunks of 50, in chunks of whatever you want. Okay, so you want to have say 40 bytes at a time. So total size divided by 40. Okay, so one number is there. It means n into 40. I mean, say if you have 80, say total, if you have 80 bytes of data available, so how 40 के 2 bytes available है, say 120 bytes available, so 40 के 3 bytes available, 40 के chunks में you have three portions available. Now if you want to read first n bytes, say if you want to read first n bytes from a file, then you can run a for loop like this: for I equals 0, I less than that particular number of bytes, and you can read f dot read. You know how to read f dot read function we have seen. It will read character by character and it will print on the screen. After reading, say earlier it was 100 byte was there and you have read say 40 bytes. So if you want to say print how many bytes are still available that we have not read, so remaining it will print f dot available, how many bytes are still there for reading. Now there is another way of reading bytes. Here we have read character by character. There is a function, there is a method by which you can specify, say create an array for byte, create an byte array. Byte b is equal to new byte n. So what it will do is, it will read an entire byte array, it will read an entire byte array from the, from the available text and it will print. Okay. Now system.out.println new string b0n. Okay. So you have created a new string, from a byte array from index up to that particular length. System.out.println still available, how many bytes are still available for reading. Say if you want to skip some bytes that you don't want to read, so f dot skip size by 2. So some size is there divided by 2. If you want to skip say half of the bytes, so f dot skip function is there which will skip the number of bytes. Say if you supply 40, so it will skip 40 bytes. If you supply 20, it will skip the 20 bytes. How many bytes are still available? So these many bytes are still available. Likewise, the logic is written. So let us try to run this program and understand how it functions. Okay. So let's say if I copy this code, file new, okay, and from here let's say I copy this. Okay. Now what should be the name of this file? That is FileInputStream demo .java. Okay, and let us try to run the compile the file and we will run the Java application. So it says that total available bytes are 1205. So 1205 bytes are available. Okay. Now first n bytes of the file, one read at a time, that is first 30 bytes of the file, one read at a time. So it will print the first 30 bytes. So this is the content, import java.io.star class file I, this is the first 30 bytes still available. How many bytes are still available? So 1205 was initially was there and 30 bytes you have read. So now available is 1175. So reading the next 30 with this read byte function. Okay. This is our read byte function. Okay. So reading the next 30. So you have read the next 30. So what is the content of that next 30? This is the content of the next 30 bytes. Now how many are still available? 1145. So 1175 was earlier there. You have read the 30, 1145 are still remaining. Skipping half of the remaining bytes with the skip. Now you want to skip half of the bytes. Okay. So you have divided total size by 2. Total size variable by 2. So half of the bytes you have skipped, and how many bytes are still available? Still available is this 573. 573 bytes are still available. Now reading 15 into the end of the array. Now what we want? Reading 15 into the end of the array. So we want 15 bytes to read. So this is what we have read. Still available 558. So this is how you can create a FileInputStream class to read content from a file. There are various ways of reading it. Say you can use this read function. You can use this byte by byte you can read out. and there are set of functions available. Say available function will tell you how many bytes are still available. Say you can say keep the bytes, and there are many more functions which are available in the FileInputStream class. Okay. Now the next class is FileOutputStream. Now the next class is FileOutputStream. Now FileOutputStream means you want to write some data into the file. You want to write certain data into the file. So these are four formats, four constructor formats using which you can create an object of FileOutputStream class. Once you create an object of FileOutputStream, then you can use that object of FileOutputStream class to write data into the file. Okay. Now let us try to understand how you can write data into the file. Import java.io.star class name of your choice, main method. Now this is the string. Okay, now this is the string. The string source is equal to now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their country and pay their due taxes. So this is the string that you want to save into the file. This is the text that you want to save into the file. Now since it is a string, it is in the string format, what you have done, you have source.getBytes, you have converted it into a byte format. And after converting it into a byte format, you have created an object of OutputStream class, FileOutputStream. So FileOutputStream object name is equal to new FileOutputStream and file1.txt. So this is the file that you want to create, and in this particular file you want to write something. So in this file, what you want to write, I equal to 0, I less than length of this byte array, and I plus is equal to 2, and you want to write whatever is the content. It means, say first you will write a character n into the file, you will skip this O, you will write W, you will skip this blank sign, you will write I, you will skip this S, I mean plus 2. Plus 2 means write one character into the file, increment it by 2, and skip one character and write the another one. I mean if you write n, the plus 2 means W, then plus 2 means I, then plus 2 means space, then plus 2 means H, then plus 2 means S, this blank space. So in the file 1, you want to read this data and every alternative character you want to write in this file. So this is how you can write. If you want to write this entire text into the file, you can simply write I++. You want to write all the content into this file. After writing, you can close the file. Okay, after writing, close the file. Say if you want to write complete buffer, you want to write this complete buffer into the file. So you have created another file, f1.write and buffer. So using f1, whatever you will write it in file 2. You will see in file 2, entire content is written in file 2. Let's say you create a third file, file 3, and you want to write only the last quarter. I mean, if this is the total file, if you divide it into 4 equal parts, so this is your last quarter. This is your first quarter, this is second quarter, this is third quarter, this is your fourth quarter. So you have provided buffer when the second parameter is buffer.length minus buffer.length by 4 from here and this length. Okay, you start it from here, and this much length of data you want to write it into the file. This is the meaning of this format. So let us try to run this program and see the content of all the files. So we will write this program. Okay, FileOutputStream demo. We will save this file save as .java save. Okay, we will compile the program, compile Java, we will run the program is executed successfully. Now let's go to the folder. So see, these three files are created, file 1, file 2 and file 3. Let's open all the three files, file 1, file 2 and file 3. So in the first file we have written every alternate character, file1.txt. So what is the content of this file1.txt? See, N is there, we have skipped O, W is there, skipped space, I is there, S is skipped, and then blank space is there, T is skipped, H is there. So from the source text you have written every alternative character in this file. In the file number 2 you have written entire text. File number 2 you have copied the entire text. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid. You have written the entire text. In the file number 3 you have written the last quarter. So see, this is the last quarter. So see, this is the last quarter. Okay. So this is how you can have data here in the program and you can write it into various files. Now the next set of classes to study is this DataOutputStream class and DataInputStream class. Now DataOutputStream and DataInputStream, it helps you to write or read primitive data to or from a stream. Primitive data को फाइल स्ट्रीम में डालना एंड टू रिट्रीव इट फ्रॉम द फाइल स्ट्रीम, ये अलाउ करने का काम करता है डेटा आउटपुट स्ट्रीम एंड डेटा इनपुट स्ट्रीम. नाउ this is the constructor format, constructor format for the data output stream, and it accepts as an argument of a stream of type output stream. Okay, so data output stream, it supports all the methods defined by the superclasses. Okay, and it has several methods like write double, write boolean, write integer. Whatever kind of primitive data you want to write into the file, there are set of methods available using which you can write primitive type of a data into the file directly. Okay, so you can say accept integer value from the user from keyboard, and using this write int you can simply write data into the file. Okay, now let's try to understand this program. Import java.io.star, import this package, class name of your choice and the main function. Now file output stream, you want to write certain data into the file, so you will create an object of say file output stream. File output stream, this is an object, is equal to new file output stream test.dat file or text.txt file, whatever kind of file you want to create. In this particular file you want to write something. Now since file output stream cannot write a primitive kind of a data, data output stream class can help you in writing primitive kind of a data. So data output stream class, the object of data output stream class, new data output stream, and this object you have passed as an argument. And now you will use this object OUT to write double value, write integer value, write boolean value into the file test.dat. After writing, you will close the file. Now you want to read whatever content you have written into the file. So for reading, you will create an object of file input stream, associate this particular file with the file input stream, create another object of data input stream class, and in this data input stream you provide this object as an argument. Now using this object you read double. So you will read the double value, you will place it in the temporary placeholder, and using this you can print it. Read integer value, you can read the integer value. Read boolean value, you can read the boolean value. And here are the values that you can print it, and after printing you can close this. This is the sample output. So this is how you can create an object of FileOutputStream class or a FileInputStream class. You can associate those streams, FileInputStream, FileOutputStream, with the file and pass that particular stream as an argument to DataOutputStream class or DataInputStream class, and you can use this object for reading or writing your primitive types of data. You can try to run this program. देखिए इसको रन करके देखते हैं. Let us try to save this with .java. Yes, tools, compile and run. So here test.dat file was created. 98, 1000 and true, all those primitive types we have stored in this test.dat file, and we have closed it. We have read this file and we have getting printed here. So test.dat file must be here somewhere. So see, test.dat file is here. Test.dat file is here, gets created, and we have stored the data, and we are